Hello, this is Rebecca here with Create with Rebecca, and today I'm back with a video on how to make a summertime junk journal. And now I have some of these listed in my shop, and I feel like they are so much fun, and I wanted to show you how to quickly create one of your own if you'd like. I'm also going to leave a link below for if you don't have time to create one but you would like one, to my shop, and maybe you find one that you would like. Let me show you real quick on the ones that I do have listed. I'm just going to show you a couple. I have about 10 different styles, and some of them I've already sold, but they all come looking like this. And I will open one up for you. Let's see here. So we'll do these two. They all are a little different, but they all have the summertime vibe feel to them. And so they will all come with a Le Pen pen that kind of coordinates with the look of the notebook. And then what I do is I just kind of put some yarn around it to add some fun little die cuts to the front of it and hold them in place. And so this is the Sweet Life one, and basically it'll have just little bits and bobs of papers in here. Some of them will be adhered down, and then some of them will be paper clipped in. So this is just a really cute, sweet little journal. I just really love it. It's kind of sweet treat themed and ice cream themed. So that is one of them, but it just basically comes with a lot of different papers and die cuts, and basically that you can use them for if you go on trips, or if you want to document like a bucket list, or put photos in, any kind of like scrapbooking, creative journaling. But and then this one, to be perfectly honest, I wish I could, I think it's called Summer Florals, but I gave them each kind of a cute little name. Like the pineapple one is the Pineapple Pen, and I love that. My daughter sang me that song, and I just thought it was so funny. So, but this one just, maybe it's, I think maybe this is Good Vibes, but it'll have, on my website, it'll have just the cover of it, and then it will also have a few of the little photos throughout. Now they all will have like a tag and some die cuts and a library card, and just really some cuteness that goes with each of these journals. But I wanted to show you real quick how to make your own, especially if I'm all about color, and I know not everybody loves color. So, you know, if you wanted to do like a black and white, or a, you know, more subtle colors, or just pinks only or blues only or anything like that, this is a chance to be able to do it. Now what I use is I use a standard size notebook, but with the cardstock you could make, you know, personal, Kahir, whatever the colors that you want. I'm sorry, I keep looking at this. I just have to show you real quick. I picked these up, and I put them in some of the junk journals, but these are Tim Holtz. They were at my Hobby Lobby, and I went by several times, and I'm like, I don't need those. I don't know what I would do, but I just love these little cutouts, and I think they would look great as part of a Fedora to put into your own little junk journal. So they've been looking there, and look at all of them. I mean, there is just a huge amount of these old time photos, and I just love them. And so anyway, I'm going to be using these throughout my creative journaling and creative planner type stuff over, you know, since I have them. And I have them sitting right there, and that's why they were staring at me and got distracted for a minute. Okay, back to track. So anyway, what I do is I take these, this is 28-pound paper. It's a really nice silky smooth type paper. The brand is Hammermill, and it's the color copy digital. And so it's just I've had a lot of people that have bought my journals in the past ask me about the paper. Really good. You can add watercolor to it. You can, I put glue, I put washi, I add a lot of different things to my journal. So, and it really, it's a good quality paper. So what I typically do is I'll take, there's 7 sheets in here. I don't usually, in my regular journals, I'll put like 10. But this way I can start adding different scrapbook papers. And these are just really ones, this is just paper left over from other journals. And, you know, like, you know, where I've made other notebooks. This is one of the notebooks that I've almost sold out of, are these little Volkswagen bugs. But basically what I'll do is I can just take them, and if you have like, especially like this size or the square, this, if you fold in half, of course it would make the Volkswagen go upside down, so I won't use those. But this is a crowd. This is the paper that's on the June kit coming up next week for sale. So that's the, I had some extra paper left over from there. Here's that pineapple. So I just kind of really take on just different scraps of papers that I've had left over, and I will use them throughout the journal. Now, so basically I'm going to start with, I love these two papers. I think I'm going to use these 4 different styles. Now typically I like to use a paper that's a little bit taller. I'm going to see if I can find one more that's about that size. Let's see here. Here's one. This is actually a standard size that I have already pre-cut. But what I might do is I'm going to go ahead and cut this down. Actually, I'm going to use my regular cutter since I want it to be pretty much a straight line. So excuse me while I cut over here. But I'm just basically cutting it down to create an insert that's a little bit smaller. See, I just cut it lengthwise. It's still folded. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to start adding this in. And so I basically just add the paper, the creases together, and I just randomly add these throughout the page. And then like this one can go in the front here. Actually, I might put it, I use it like a really small one in the front. That one actually I need to trim down just a little bit. Let me do that over here as well. So go in here like that. And now I'm going to be, you can add 2 to 3 staples. So usually with these junk journals, if they have a lot of different papers, I will start, these are a little long too. I wonder if this will be 2. Yeah, let me trim these down a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 3 to this one. That way you can, because typically I put a staple here and a staple here, but with me adding so many papers like that, I'm just going to go ahead and put 3 in there. So once I kind of establish where I want my papers to go, I just make sure I line it up, and it's going to fold just nice like that. Let's see how it looks. Perfect. And again, I mean, you can put as many as you want. I know that this is just a good size for for my staple capability. If you go to, if you actually go and start sewing, you could probably do a little better, but since I staple, I feel comfortable with this amount. Now what stapler I use is this I bought off of Amazon. It's a Bostic, they call it I thought it was like basically a notebook one, but it looks just like this. I love the stapler. I sometimes have problems. I've had problems in the past where I have to be really careful of how I don't ever lift it up by the handle. I always lift it up by the base because I have knocked it off where it's not even. So I'm going to show you this real quick how I staple mine, and then I'm going to show you another couple ways if you don't have this type of stapler how you can use it. And see, it staples it right there, right in the middle. So I'm very finicky. I want mine to be right. For one, when the papers start turning, if it's not right in the middle, you have issues with it later on, kind of not folding correctly. So then to kind of put in the middle, I just kind of eyeball it again. This is a junk journal, so it doesn't all have to be perfectly even along, but I do like it to be even myself. So, okay, so that is one stapler. I used to use this one, but I could never get it right. I know, I'm sure it's easier said than done. But basically, whoops, you would take it, how did I do this? Oh yeah, you would take it and run it in here. And then you would put your paper where it measured out in the middle, and then you would staple it that way. So that was always, you could always, and I think I bought this off of Amazon as well. And then the other option would be to take a regular stapler, which I don't have on my desk right now. I thought I had one, but I might have put it somewhere else. But basically you would just come in here with a regular stapler, you would open it up, and you would put an eraser on the back side, and then staple it down, and the staples would go directly down into, oh, here's one. I knew I saw it earlier. But you're just going to open it up just like that. You're going to get an eraser. I have my, I wouldn't probably use this one because I use this in my art. But then you would just staple it just like that. And then once the staple is in there, you would just come over here and fold the edges down. Pull it out of the eraser and fold the edges down. So that's an option as well if you don't have the other staplers. So there we have it. Now also, I love my bone folder. I could not live without this thing. I use it all the time. And a lot of times after I cut, like if I was to come in here and cut, let's just say this was the crab paper, right? And I wanted to fold it. See how it's like a nice fold? That's fine. But when you come in here with your bone folder, it's just a really nice crease. So I use this in every notebook I make. It's a great tool. Okay, and I lose it all the time, so I have to make sure I put it directly back into this little container that I have by my cutting board, so I do not lose it, because I have actually thrown it away, which was not fun. But I dug through the trash and I found it. So I don't know how I knew it was in there, but that was my only option. So okay, so now here comes the really, really fun part, and that is adding your die cuts. That is adding your ephedra. You know, this is where you can really personalize it and make it your own. So I love bright, bright colors, so I'm going to be using a lot of bright colors in mine. And the first thing I'm going to do is, when I open my page, I kind of want to create like a bucket list here. So now in my kit, I'm working on these cute little buckets that you can add your little bucket list. But so I'm going to leave this blank for now, and I'll come back to it later on when I have that. But I also think it would be really cute, maybe even to put like a Hello Summer in here at first. So let's go, maybe I'll go do that instead, because then I could open it up. But this is just kind of introducing the summer to my journal, knowing that it's summer and it's a journal. Now, and I use any kind of tape. I bought this over the weekend, so, because I always run out, and I always use my Extreme Elmer's glue. So I'm going to just come in here and kind of just glue around the edges here to do my intro page. And we just put it right in here. And then I'll usually kind of top it off with some really cute little washi. And so I'm just going to come in here and randomly pick some. I love this new washi from Hobby Lobby. It comes in the tube, but it has tons of cute girly washi. You might have seen it. It has like these sunglasses, which I've already used a ton of this because I like it. And it had this cute little girl washi here, the sunglasses. There was also another that I was using tons of in the books, but I'm not going to dig around for it. I will probably pop up when I'm hopefully putting this together. Oops. And then I have some of these Simply Gilded, which I love her. I bought these at the Houston Planner Bash this past week, not this past weekend, but the weekend before. So basically, I'm going to use these arrows. I just kind of dig around, you know, until I find the one I'm looking for, but especially because this is like saying, look inside. I'm just going to want to use one arrow. But this is where you can kind of come in and really start. I mean, you can add anything. You could add this little, I wish I had my Tim Holtz stapler. I'm not sure where it is, but you can come in here and just staple this. You know, this is where you just kind of make it your junk journal, you know. I'm going to have to glue that because I didn't staple it good enough, but I like the feel of the stapler on there. That Tim Holtz stapler, is awesome because it's real tiny little staples, and so it works perfect in these journals. But then I'll come over here and I can add, like, you know, just like, especially if you're like traveling on the road and you don't, you know, you want to have some little bits and bobs to play around with, and this just kind of gives you an opportunity to clip some in as well. So we can do that. Add that like this, and then I can just come over here and put some cute little, this is from Doodlebug Designs, these little sunshine and clouds washi, and then I just kind of put that in there like that. And now you might want to ask, what can you put in a junk journal? Well, like for instance, I'm thinking about a trip that's coming up. We're going to go to the beach, and I'm thinking if you go to like a restaurant, you could put your receipt in there. You can come in here and add photos. You can add different the weather, like a print, like if you have a chance, you could print out what your weather was that day. You can pretty much, I mean, it's up to you really what your this is from, I think this is from a set of planner stuff I got by the Reset Girl, possibly. I know I bought it from Hobby Lobby, but I think it came in that group. And so now what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to kind of leave it hanging off. I love that look too. And then I'm going to add a piece of washi down the side, and that way it covers up those little holes. And this is just prepping, so sometimes I don't want to make anything like where I don't, you know, you want to leave lots of room for being able to like come in here and write, clip things in. This is where I'm going to add my super cool, I love this sunglass and eyeglasses washi. It's kind of funky. I kind of had some issues with it bubbling up, but since this is like my little personal one, I'm not going to worry about. I had to take a lot of it undone, redo it. I guess because it's so much thicker, it can create issues. So I'm going to do that. We can come in here and put maybe, you know, some little quotes. I'm just going to clip that in because I don't know if I want that there, but it is a fun little quote. That. So, and then I'm going to put a little palm tree. You know what would be a good thing for this is my sticker maker, and I have it way back here. Let's see if I can get this down. This is another squeaky little fun machine that I love to use, especially if you're doing die cuts, because you just create a sticker. You basically just put your die cut in there, and it will, instead of you having to glue and get your fingers all sticky from the glue, you just run it through there. And actually I'm going to put a piece of washi. Let's hold off on that little piece right there. Let me find some washi to run along the bottom here. Let's see, do I have any that will go with green? I just have a selective amount here. You know what I could use is a piece of, even a piece of paper. I just didn't like that palm tree just kind of sticking on there without something underneath it. Let's make a sticker out of this. This would be another, I love this little machine, especially for when you're in a hurry, you know, and you don't have, like I said, the glue is a great inexpensive alternative, but this works out great for doing it real quick. And then I'm just going to add this little palm tree. What would be really cute is if I had like a little crab right there. That would be really funny. And just kind of layering up and making just like a little base page. Let's see if we have a little crab in here. I don't think I remember. These are the die cuts that are going to be in the, I love that little watermelon, that are going to be in the June kit as well. Anything. Let's see what else we got. This is kind of messy, but I'm going to bring it over here anyway. I know. See how organized, neatly and messily organized I am? But I've had fun, so that's what it looks like to me. It's having fun. What about one of these whales? This is a design from the mermaid kit, and I had printed out these small whales and never used them. I wonder what they would look like. Ooh, looky there. This popped out. That looks cute. I'm going to put that in there too. See how sometimes things just pop out and work out for you here. And if I come across a little red crab, I think that would look really cute on there. Okay, so let's move on to some other pages here. And, you know, it's just, like I said, adding some fun cuteness. I'm going to go ahead and add this well in here, since I have some bubbles too that are part of the, I know they're in my planner, so I'm not going to go get them because it'll just take too long. Let's see what else we got. Let's see if we have something about a good time. That would look good right there. Good times. I was going to see if we had something that said something about like going on an adventure. Let's see. I know it says that one little word in there says, I love summer. I'm not a big fan of summer, to be quite honest with you. I'm not a fan of the heat. I know being here in Texas, it seems kind of crazy because it's all about heat here. And so, by the time, I'll have to see if I can squish that down. By the time that summer comes around, I mean, by the time that we have it for a while, let's just put it that way. Some people love it because you don't have to worry about the weather getting so cold here. But this kind of bothers me that this didn't come up and it's kind of squishy like that. I may have to come in here and reinforce it with some washi or something. Some thicker washi, like right down the seam here, would probably do well. So I'll probably have to come in here and do that. Maybe I'll do it with the pink. Oops, didn't mean to hit the camera. Okay, so we got the first half of it done. And I'm just going to quickly come in here and add a few more things. I'm sorry I keep hitting that. And then, you know, again, this could be where you could use a sticker machine, but since it's kind of round and this is more easier to do than like the palm tree, which had like real skinny stems and things. I'm just going to put that like that. Uh-oh, that's a problem. That is a problem. Okay, let's see. Plan B here. Let me take this out. You know what I may have to do is come in here and add 2 more staples. Of course, I have to make it even because if I put one here, I'm going to have to put one there. But that way it just gets that. I don't like the movement of that notebook inside there. So, and that's okay. So moving on, I'm going to add, I want to leave some of these blanks because like I said, I just don't know what I'm going to add. So I'm going to come in here and just clip in some more fun little ephemera here. And then that way, you know what would be cute? I'm thinking about this die cut is you could put what's in your summer bag. You know, especially like from a scrapbooking person's, you know, I look back and I'm like, I love when I start asking my kids questions and I document it. It's interesting what their response is, but it would be fun to say, what was in my bag, and then you can post that and have that. I like that idea. That's a cute one. Sorry, am I like praising myself over a cute idea? But I just thought it would be fun. Maybe someone's already thought of it, but I thought, hey, that would be a cute idea. And this is some other cute little washi I like with the bows on it. Like that. And then you can do a layered look here. I'm going to put that right here. Come in here and add some little lemony washi. Like that. And then I'm going to add this little lemonade here. That way you can maybe document, I don't know, your favorite summertime drink here. Maybe put the recipe in here. So it's just kind of ways to document your summer or document what's going on in your life right now. I'm going to add, how much more do we got? I need to probably put together a little kit too of like a little bag of stuff, what I would take on my trip, because I have, from years of experience, have packed way too much stuff where it's like I'm carrying a luggage full of washi and die cuts and papers and glue and scissors and all this other stuff, and then I end up not using a thing. So I think like the smaller the item, the little packet is, probably the better. Okay. I was gonna see, enjoy every moment. Let me put it on this side. And then one other thing I'm going to show you, and we're going to call it a wrap. Now, especially if you're adding pictures and stuff like that, or if you're adding just like quotes like this, one little thing that I also like to do is like on here, I would just add a background. So, well, I was hoping I could find like a longer, here we go, like this, and then you could add like road trip or something like that to it, or if you just put like colored in there, do that as well. So, I'm going to add this in here. And sometimes you can cover the whole page, but again, this is just using stuff I already had on hand. Like that. Okay, I'm going to say this is good. Let me move all this stuff out of the way. I think I might have to come in there and clip that a little bit more. Kind of hanging off. But it's super fun, and like right here, I can come in here and add this little notes, like if you have notes like you want to take, because there's a couple museums, I know I've already been to some of them, but I love them and I go every time I can. So I'm going to add this little part in here where you can add some notes. Okay, clip that, and there we have it. So fun and so cute. I feel like I want to add this washi in here because this little girl is just so cute. And what's fun is you can just add one little image. So I'm just going to add her right down here. Okay, there you have it. Oh, and the cover, you know, I'm going to save that for later. I just wanted to show you how to fill your pages up, getting it ready for a trip, getting it ready for a staycation. Did I say that right? Where you stay around, but you do like maybe bowling or do some fun things. And so this is just kind of like a little journal. You can keep up with your good times, what's in your bag, and your trips, what's your favorite summertime drink, and there you have it. I hope you're inspired to make one too. And again, you can use, you could even use a spiral notebook, you know, or you know, just a regular notebook, and add a bunch of fun little smash booky type things in there. So, alright, well, thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next video.